Welcome back in, guys. That's right, August is rounded up. And here we are with another channel update. This one is kind of big. Let's jump in. Alright, guys, we're diving right into this thing, and it is a colossal thing that it is. Okay, with the recent addition of Chained Echoes, Sea of Stars, and now Final Fantasy 16. Two of those have yet to get added to this particular list, but as you can see, it's a big list. That's right, guys, we are looking at the backlog. We're going to be looking at the backlog for a while. I have a lot of games in here. We've got Starfield right around the corner as well. Just a lot of games getting added. And I do think this is gonna kind of be a little bit of a direction for the channel. Wanted you guys to have a heads up, because obviously there's a lot of games in here that don't have any trophies at all, that have no platinums, that have no achievements. Some of them may have some retro achievements, could be worth checking out. But yeah, there's a lot here, guys. As far as the library goes, gonna be a lot of completions coming up in the future. I was able to obtain a GameCube. Yeah, a GameCube between the GameCube, PS2, Wii U, PS1. Yeah, we have a lot, and that's not even counting the more modern stuff. So the PS4, the PS5, and the Series X. I did mention Starfield, I believe, already. Shouldn't have to gloss over that name too many times. But yeah, we have a lot of games, and I really do want to make focusing on the backlog and kind of a point of emphasis, trying out these different games as these series continue to go on. I do know Legend of Dragoon, we're full on, we're rocking Dragoon as we speak. Been doing a little bit of Zelda, having that be a fun addition to the channel as well. So beyond weekly Starfield updates, I think we're just gonna start chipping away. I would love to beat every single Zelda game. I do know that some of those sadly aren't possible. So there are ones that are like, they include multiplayer, and they're not available anymore. So sadly, we may miss out on some of those. But just about every other one, I definitely want to have Zelda on the channel, because man, that crazy 3-heart challenge is wild. I have been researching some Ocarina of Time randomizers, as well as fallen into a, I'm not even kidding you guys, 60 FPS version of Zelda. Oh yeah, Zelda Ocarina of Time is not leaving anytime soon, with some of the randomizer craziness coming. I do want to, while we're talking about the backlog in general, just kind of hit, well, I guess I kind of hit it earlier already, is there's a little bit of everything in here. I mean, we've got survival horror games I've never played before, and stuff like Parasite Eve. I did mention Final Fantasy 16. That could very well turn into like a, we bagged a lot of the trophies, but I might do a run devoted to just getting the platinum, kind of akin to what we've been doing with Mass Effect. So I'd love to continue doing that. Of course, the addition of the GameCube unlocks the Eternal Darkness ability. Games like Ico are on PS3. Like, we're all over the place, and it's kind of nice. We're gonna have some versatility as far as checking stuff out. I definitely want to do some kind of first impressions and such, see what you guys think as the year kind of rounds out, because I do know for sure that between Sea of Stars, if you haven't played it yet, please play it, guys. New edition Chained Echoes, also please play it. And of course the upcoming Giant in Starfield. Plus, I believe I mentioned Final Fantasy 16 over there, yeah, that one. Yeah, there's a lot to finish out the year. I do know that October is coming up, you guys. Sadly, the original plan was for Alan Wake 2 to be our October Pooktober Spooktacular, but Alan Wake 2 comes out super late in October. So I wanted to devote a little bit of October, well, a lot of it, all of October actually, to a PS5 run of the new Dead Space. I have never played Dead Space. Well, I guess I can't say never, because I did play one night of it with Noisy. So I guess I do have a little bit of a Dead Space resume, but we didn't beat the game and we didn't get what I felt to be super far. So yeah, green as grass, that is what's coming for the Pooktober Pooktacular, what have you. Of course, as it relates to Starfield, I mentioned that earlier. We're going to be doing some basically weekly updates. I want to explore that game really at my leisure and touching base with you guys, showing my progress throughout the week. Honestly, I really want to see what all we can get into and what random stuff happens every week, honestly. Of course, there may be a point, this may be into next year even, that Sea of Stars makes a platinum run on the channel. Judging by the way that it's going, with all of my love for these crazy awesome JRPGs that are coming out, yeah, I would expect a whole lot more of those on the channel, a whole lot more fun to accompany Dragoon. Yeah, that's kind of the roadmap as far as at least the break from trophy achievements. So I did want to give you guys a heads up on that, but that's not the only update, because there might be a break from Xbox achievements, from PlayStation trophies, from Wii accomplishments, whatever they call them on the Wii U, or Switch. I think the Switch has achievements as well, but yeah, to kind of focus on some of these awesome games, to jump in a time machine, play games like Soul Reaver, you know, Silent Hill, the OG. I've never played it, heard great things, but yeah, just to kind of thin things out. There's a lot of games here, and I honestly think that we can bust them out, we can figure them out, and of course along the way give some reviews. Would you play? Would you platinum? Would you Chivo? Would you what? Would you? That's basically the question. But yeah, that's kind of the roadmap that I have, at least as far as the backlog goes. There are a couple things I do want to get into. So let's go ahead and switch gears real quick. Alright, crew, switching over to retro achievements. I know we busted out a bunch in Legend of Legaia. There were some that we didn't even try doing, not gonna lie. Some of the optional, you know, Ross, you're doing a lot of fishing, the Baka fighter. But in general, in a single up to boss run, we did some crazy stuff. And oh my god, it was just wild throughout, and I want to continue doing that. So that is one point. As far as this update goes, we definitely wanted to talk about retro achievements. If we're going to be revisiting stuff like Resident Evil, the director's cut, or RE2, RE3 classic, or my personal favorite, you guys know exactly where I'm going. Let me just scroll down to it now. Let's talk about Dino Crisis really quick. It doesn't have a whole lot of achievements in it, but I would love to, just being a huge fan of the game, a huge speedrunner of the game, I would love to see if we can somehow get all of the achievements. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna have some Dino Crisis on the channel, beyond just the kind of focused speed runs. We already talked about a little bit more Zelda on the channel. I might see if maybe there's a way to retro achievement it up, and maybe do a crazy run featuring a whole bunch of achievements too. So yeah, retro achievements are definitely not going away, especially as far as the classic games that I've already played. So when we're not working on the backlog, expect some crazy Resident Evil run or something like that, or I believe I mentioned Dino Crisis. That'll be coming as well. So yeah, those were really the big updates. Definitely a lot more focus on the backlog. There's a lot of games there. Some games they won't get featured. Games like Batman Origins Blackgate. Hey, that's on my Vita. I don't really know of a creative way to get the Vita over on display. We got some 3DS games as well, but then we've got, you know, access to other handhelds that will definitely display. So there's going to be a lot coming. As far as what you saw from page 1, and yes, I can't believe I am saying that, page 1 of the backlog, what are you curious to see on the channel? Do we want to dive into maybe Legend of Legaia 2, where we're coming off of the first one? Or you know, Lego games, Lord of the Rings, busting out the Sims cannot be done, actually, because I do have a challenge that the busting out may be relevant to, assuming that I lose. But yeah, more to come on that. But yeah, of what you saw in that brief just view that we took a look at, what would you like to see on the channel, at least to start? Because we're gonna try and chip away at this while we continue to do our thing. I would love to, as I beat games, be able to provide a solid review for you guys as well, just based off of the craziness that I experienced throughout. So again, sound off. I want to see what games you guys are curious about me playing, whether it be a classic like Soul Reaver, Xenoblade Chronicles, which I've never played any of, Persona as well. There's all kinds of games out there, and there's 193 of them in my backlog if you count Sea of Stars, Chained Echoes, and 194, the soon-to-be Starfield, 195 if we look at Alan Wake. It's just gonna start adding up, guys. So I'm hoping to kind of thin that out, have a little bit of fun along the way, and I'm hoping you guys, of course, will be a part of it with me. So as always, continue to tune in, check things out, and see what we got going on the channel, whether it be reviews, playthroughs, evaluations, just pure chaos most likely. But as always, guys, I am Pookie, I'm your Platinum Paladin, and you guys have a good one. Drop a like and subscribe. Have a good one, guys.